Good morning, everyone, and welcome. My name is Connie Nieto. I'm one of your Miami trainers. Via the chat, I sent some information to you, and I have some additional info here to share. Class today is Matrix 101, getting started. We're very excited to have you join us. We have a whole class, full class. So I ask you to go ahead and search for the chat so you can go ahead and see information, send me questions, and more. I do want to get started by mentioning that we have a miamirealtors.com page filled with information for you, including legal updates, events, and I do want to share with you that April is Fair Housing Month. And if you're interested, you could simply click through here and get information on fair housing. So wonderful tools available at your fingertips. This page is also where you go ahead and you get started into the gateway. So I'm going to ask you now via the chat, how many of you, this is your first matrix class? Welcome, Jade. Thank you for sharing. Marcella, Christopher, Onalia, Heather, etc. Very excited to have you. Very excited for it to be your first one. Marisol, Shannon, etc. Katie, let me see who else answered. Did I miss anyone? Jade, Marcella, Francis, excellent. Marisol, Kelsey. Excellent. So if this is your first matrix class, I want you to first feel comfortable in knowing that you can take this class as many times as you possibly like. They are free. We also have recordings available to you, our Miami members, via the YouTube channel, youtube.com/miamitrainers. This month of April, we've dedicated it to tips, and we even have an area here for tips. You can click on videos and you can see matrix with one home video and information on the YouTube channel. I shared it at the very beginning and I'll share it again. We also have Miami Realtors Live. Let me go ahead and show you here. From the gateway, you have access to Miami Realtors Live, which also has a series of videos and information available to you. I also wanted to take a minute and share with you a matrix page dedicated to matrix. I'm not sure if this is your first time. If you know that you can come into our website and type just about anything, miamirealtors.com/, and this one is matrix, and you would get information. You can also use our extensive and easy to use search bar up here to obtain info. So if it's your first time and you registered for class, all of you know how to go to the homepage and click on the gateway. The gateway then brings you to the Miami Gateway dashboard here. And to click over to Matrix, you have this button. When you do come into Matrix, it'll open up. And I want to show you that sometimes you get updates like this. Matrix X Resource Hub, all new tips from your trainers, updated tutorials, expanded FAQs, updated in 2022. So that page I just shared with you for Matrix and these tips are all brand new, made just for you. Answering what? Those typical short questions that you have that instead of taking a whole long class, you could take care of. So we're creating more and more of those, and we'd like to hear from you. If you use them, let us know. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and read later so I can show it for my later class. Here we have the fair housing information. This is your homepage, right, for Matrix. You have information here. You have news and alerts, which is what I just showed you. You can have your listings, and these widgets you can close, you can shift and move, right? So you can rearrange it so it's in the order that you would like. So notice that I have fair housing here. I can move it over, right? And I want you to get comfortable with your homepage because you're going to want to make it whatever it is that you would like. So you see I have my favorite searches up here. I'm going to move up my listings, maybe expand again on my listings and organize it. But an area I do want you to see is your external links. Directly from Matrix, you can have and see CoreLogic, NAR, which is the National Association of Realtors, Florida Realtors, the Association, Miami Association of Realtors, the tax services for our coverage area. Did you know that in our MLS, we are SEF? Do you know what that SEF stands for? Any guesses? SEF stands for Southeast Florida. If you notice up the top, it says it here. And yes, very good, Katie. And if you notice, our coverage areas for the taxes are shown here: Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, and San Lucie County. We also provide some Monroe County because it's so close. Then we have information on registered 55 plus communities, or HOPA, the school information for Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, and St. Lucie. So you can click and be in the different school areas and department, the Florida Department of Education, and then vital links that we cover in a class called More Than the MLS. And I'll share it with you. More Than the MLS. We also have MLS offers, which we're giving this morning, and we have recordings from. We have click-throughs to Builders Update, eProperty Watch, Carto Fund, and the Matrix Learning Lab. Now, I do want to remind you that you have items like Home Visit, the Matrix Learning Lab, and you can coordinate everything here and move the widgets in the order that you would like. Some of you may wonder, well, why do you have the Market Watch up top, Connie? If you come to part 2 and part 3, Matrix 201 and 301, you're going to realize that this can talk to you and tell you every day what's happening. Also, your favorite searches. Did you know that you have 10 favorite searches that you can then display here? And that we recommend that you do them for your farm area. We also recommend for you to take an OK to Advertise class, because it's always interesting to see what the listings that we are okay to advertise, to be able to do what? Share on social media, do on marketing, and show and create interest in real estate, and remind everybody that you are their realtor. Next, I want to show you that you can come to the very top and you can see My Matrix. My Matrix has dashboard information, which is where we're at, a summary of what's done, contacts, auto email, saved searches, and more. Under the search area, you have the different search types. RE1 and RE2 are together, which are single family condo, townhouses, and villas. Then we have residential income, residential land, residential rental, commercial land, commercial improved and industrial, business opportunity, cross property, quick, rental beast search, which you need to take a rental class. If you haven't, if you're interested, you should, where we cover rental beast, open house, public records, other MLSs, an agent and office search, and more. We also have stats on the top, Realist and IMAP links, which are links to tax services, other links that you can click to and see, such as CoreLogic and the different pages, the county taxes, school sites, and smart links. We have a finance area where you have a financial calculator, home financing, personal financing, investment and retirement, seller estimated net proceed, how much should a seller expect to take away from the sale, buyer closing cost, how much should a buyer expect to pay out in the closing. We even have great infographics on this. I was teaching social media recently, and we covered some infographics because some people think they just need the down payment and they get to the closing table. And what is it? They need more. Then we have the wonderful add edit area. And I want to take a minute here. Have you ever seen realtors and that their pictures appear next to things? Well, here in the add edit area, not only can you add and edit listings, but you can come and add your photo. How many of you already have your professional photo, or you're en route to getting it? Let me know via the chat. Alrighty, so it's one of those things. Okay, so some of you have, some of you haven't, and that's fine. Here in the roster area, you could just type in your license number, the same one you used to get into the MLS. Click edit. Okay. And you can come and manage photos. I see some of you may be interested or may need a photographer. We have a preferred photographer program. Go back to the Miami Realtors page, type in preferred photographer, and you may be able to get some help. We also have affiliates which are, looking forward to working with you, like our sponsor today. Alrighty, so here you have the add edit section. You can browse and add your photo. And this will be your roster image. Why is this so important? Because we all know that you're going to have listings and you're going to do open houses. And this is the photo that is shared to South Florida openhousesearch.com. South Florida openhousesearch.com. How about that? It's also your roster photo. And then next to that, we have market reports, which is agent productivity and more. And we go over these in Matrix 301. Did you know that our series is of 5? We have 5-part series for MLS. So we're hoping you definitely walk through with us. I will be navigating with you through this month, through the classes, and we're even offering some in-person one. It's five. We adjusted it about last year. The fifth one is stay out of trouble. Next, I want to bring you to the notification area where you can view concierge and different notifications. You may not have anything there just yet. And now let's make Matrix yours by doing what? We're going to click over to where it says hello on the upper right-hand side, click into it, and we're going to come to help first. Then we'll do the setup, help. The first thing I want to show you in the help area is that you have data input forms. Here is a way for you to greatly understand what it is that the database has in it. If you take a Matrix 401 class, we do go deep into what's required and what goes into the system for you to then do what? Better search. But here are the input forms. You have a Matrix training guide, what's new in Matrix X, video tutorials, Matrix support, which you can click into, and you'll have an 800 number, 888-825-5472, Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday, 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. There is also a search, a speed bar, emailing, CMA creation, and reverse prospecting. And here I stop for a second. I'm going to ask again, how many of you are listing agents, will be listing agents? Most definitely will have a listing soon. All of you will then need to do what? Learn how to do reverse prospecting. What's reverse prospecting? It is a way to be able to see what agents are sharing your listing, to ask for feedback, to do some business to business marketing, and to generate and see if there's any interest in the listing, right, that you've entered into the system. We talk about more about it in Matrix 401, but I always want to make you aware of what we have and what you should keep your eyes on. Then we have Matrix Mobile. Did you know, right, that you can access Matrix from your phones? And I'm going to share with you here the link. It is sef.mlsmatrix.com. That's all you have to type into any browser on your phone. And this is what it'll look like. Now, if you're used to the full site, you can always click full site and see it complete. But you can access it through your mobile device, right? Through any browser, sef.mlsmatrix.com. It'll ask you to log in and then you'll be in. Now, don't do it now if you're logged into your computer in there because it'll think you're trying to log into two places. Open houses and how to search. Realist, the link to the tax service. Area maps. Always like to stop here. You have the area for our coverage area, Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, and St. Lucie counties. And Fort Lauderdale's area map has something interesting. Oops, it says the URL is old. Okay, let's refresh. Let's click again. There we go. Fort Lauderdale area map. This is an area map. Now, if you talk to a seasoned realtor, one of the things that they're going to tell you is what? Oh, what area do you work in? What area do you farm? What area do you prospect in? And you might be wondering what that is. Well, let me show you another one. So now take a minute and tell me, where are you in? Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie? Are you taking the class from Peru, from Argentina? Let us know via the chat. And I'm going to come again and click on area maps. Alrighty, so we have Broward and Miami-Dade. Marcela, you're in Bogota? Wow, delicious. South Beach, I like it. There you go, Christopher. So I have here Miami-Dade County. Thank you, Deidre from Boca. Excellent. Boca's beautiful. Here you have Dade County's area map, right? And I'll show some Palm Beach. Coconut Creek. Thank you, Charmaine. Now, I'm going to come back to the Fort Lauderdale one because it has this little extra info here. Did you know that you could list properties from outside of our coverage area, Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, and San Lucie, if your broker gives approval? Katie from Aventura, excellent. So if they allow you to, or if you're looking to search, you can search for listings in our MLS from Florida, other than Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, and San Lucie, by using area 5940. The islands and Caribbean, 5950. The US, other than Florida, 5960. And outside of the US, other than the islands and Caribbean, so Spain, Colombia, Chile, Argentina, anywhere, 5970. Okay, again, all of that from within the MLS. Next, I'm going to come to the top, come back right over, and I want to show you some additional stuff, and let's get you started. Left-hand side to the help, and we're going to come to the settings area. If I click into settings, there's a couple of things that I want to do with you, but I want to show you everything that's here, including portal notification setting, hot sheets, custom displays you can create, IDX configuration, speed bar, and more. We'll be going over more of these as you take the whole 5-part series. But to get you started for success, we're going to talk about portal notifications and My Information today. The first thing we're going to click is My Information. When you click into here, you're going to see a series of tabs. You must and should fill all of that because this is the information that will be shown in reports, data that you send, emails, your email signature, which will go, an agent page, right, that you can create here, and one home, which is the way to interact when you're sending listings. So information. Now, most of this comes directly from the info that you've provided as you're part of your membership. But notice that there's a couple of override buttons. Like if you say Constance, I don't think I'd look. But if you call me Connie, I would. Yet my legal name is Constance. There's an area here for a nickname, for a middle name, last name, and then you have a full name. What a great opportunity here in full name to put your credentials, right? Put realtor, etc., because you can then use this info for the other tabs. So what I did here was even include what? My certifications and designations. Did you know that your Miami trainers took time to make sure that they earn designations and certifications? Because we highly believe that the more you know, the better it is for you and your business. After that, if you have a team name, you can add it. You can then come in and put what? Your title of employment. So what's your title of employment? Share with me. Are you a realtor, realtor associate, real estate agent? Talk to me about it. Let me know. Excellent. So what would you be putting here? What you send me via the chat? Well, hi, Miss Marisol, assistant. Real estate agent or real estate associate. All right. If you're a member of NAR, you are a realtor or realtor associate, depending on the what? The type of membership that you pay. Does that make sense? But most of you will choose realtor or realtor associate because they denote that you're a member of the National Association of Realtors. If you're not sure, you want me to navigate and show you how you could see it? If you're a realtor or realtor associate? I see Marisol wants to know. Anybody else? All righty. What you do is when you log in, you're going to see this one that says My Miami Dashboard. This is where you would see all the classes that you've signed up for. Click through. This is another place to add your photo. Shh, don't tell anyone that we did this. I'm just kidding. Notice that you can add a photo. You can see your profile. You can see your NRDS number, right? And you will see your type of membership here. Now note this. If you do not see it here, all you have to do, I'm going to come back to Matrix, right? This was from the gateway, My Miami Dashboard, and you would click. If for some reason you're still not sure, membership at miamire.com and switching from realtor associate to realtor many times is just $20 additional, and it allows you to do your marketing, etc., with a realtor trademark. But choose it, okay? And remember that there's ways to use the marks. All righty. Direct work phone number, public contact phone number, cell phone number. You need to add it in by doing what? Typing it. Now, I need anyone to tell me, does anybody have a pager? Does anybody remember a pager? Some of you are too young. No one remembers a beeper. All right. I just always like to show those little things. You always have an area here for a fax number. Yes, you remember? Good. Thank you. That didn't make me feel so old. And you also have an area for a toll-free number. How many of you remember toll-free numbers? What do you associate toll-free numbers now? Because back then they were the thing. What do you associate toll-free numbers for now? It's just to have some fun. Wow. Yep. 1-800 numbers. So they tend to be either for information or for buying stuff, correct? Right? As seen on TV, their info, very good. But most of us now have this wonderful device, right? That acts as everything in one. Any of you use WhatsApp, etc.? Messenger? WhatsApp? Alrighty, the reason I'm saying that is because I want to gear you up for what's coming next. Now, notice these items here that are grayed out. That information comes directly from your broker office. What does that mean? You can't change it. You can ask your brokerage to call in and change it if they made a mistake, or you can go ahead and put it in. Marcella, are you an assistant? Then you would put that you're the assistant of, whether it's a team or other, okay? Next, tagger slogan. Here, do you have a tagger slogan, or does your office have a tagger slogan? Now I'm going to say a slogan and you tell me if you remember where it's from. Da 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 da. I'm loving it. To change your office. Very good. Who spoke to me?
Charmaine.
Miss Charmaine, because you know I let you. Thank you so much for talking. What does that mean that the rest of you, if we take our time, we can share Mickey D's? Excellent. Now, if you need to change your office information, either contact the office or contact membership, but normally it's the office that associates you and puts you into an office. I hope I answered your question. Now, the reason I did that reference to Mickey D's, number one is all of us have had a French fry for Mickey D, correct? But their slogans and lingos and the way they present themselves are things that we remember, right? So if you have an office slogan like your brokerage does, you could put it in here. Always take advantage of opportunities like that. Now, in additional information, I have a link tree. Do you guys know that you can have a free link tree? Great ideas for you to consider if you don't already have. But what else could you put in here? Remember when I asked if you were WhatsApp users? And then website address. Whether you have you could put a website for excellent, right? But if you had a link tree, you could have everything on there. Notice that I also had a website area. So if you have a website or a landing page, this is where you would copy and paste it in. And then if you have a suffix, so if you're the third, Her Royal Highness, His Royal Highness, I'm sure we have some queens and princesses in the call, correct? So you would put your suffix there, the third, junior, senior. The most important button on this page, after all that hard work, lower left, click save. It'll tell you on your top, your changes have been saved. Now, you're going to notice that always, as we go through the tabs, the information that came from the information tab will show up in several pages. So if you need to change it, you can always come back to the information tab and do what? Update it. And if it's grayed out, ask for help. Got it? Next, header and footer. Header and footer. You can choose from the header and footers and banners that are displayed here. And please remember that these are customized personal header displays for your print and reports, your displays. And you have a library to select from of complementary color schemes, etc. But you can also create your own. Now, to upload a custom banner, I always like to show you, it is 946 times 120 pixels. So if you have someone who creates it for you or you know how, that's the information. Next, you can select from a different banner. So if you have one or you don't yet, you would click to select, and that'll bring you to the selection page where you have a basic blue, basic tan, wave green, house red, Ingle orange, for lease, for rent, for sale, a couch, grass and a wood boardwalk, a classic building, etc. to choose from. So let's say this is you and you select it, right? Once you select it, you can come to the lower left-hand side and click to preview. It'll bring you back to your header and footer page, and you will now be able to preview what it will look like. To personalize it like I have here, you have the ability here to come and use a custom photo and click to upload it. Use a custom photo and click to upload it. For branding purposes, notice how I have my name, my title, cell phone, email address, and brokerage. What I can do with that here is by clicking down, it gives me the option of all the information from the My Information page. Remember when I said, hey, let's put in everything here? So you could have put your name, comma, realtor on your full name in the info page, and then everything would show here. I also dropped down and selected my title and then put my cell phone, my email address, and my brokerage. You can choose to brand it however it is that you would like, and you have 5 slots in this area. Why did I choose this? Your name is very important. That tends to be your biggest branding item besides your photo. We added the photo, your title, so they know whom they're speaking to. And then, what is your mode of communication preference? I always put what I prefer first, which is the cell phone, either because I want you to text me or I want you to call me. There is an app for the MLS, and the one that we're providing now is Remind Mobile, and we have continuous classes for it. And I also showed you how through a web browser, you can open up Matrix MLS at sef.mlsmatrix.com on any browser on your phone. It's not an app, but it is a full view of what's in Matrix. Did I answer? I hope I did. Next, your color schemes. What it does is, according to what you selected for the banner, it'll provide you a color scheme. You can then choose to do a print footer for yes, I want a print footer, or no. And if you choose yes, there are 4 branding items. What this footer will do is that you will have an option when you're printing items to add these in. In response to the question regarding the SEF, the matrix, I'll go ahead and send it to you now. Give me a second. I'm trying to find it so I don't have to go and open it up. Here you go. And then the app for MLS is My Mobile. And we also have an app class called Mobile Realtor with Miami. I just gave this series last week. We have recordings that we offered often, so there you have. So app for MLS, Remind Mobile, and app class called Mobile Realtor with Miami. Continuing, here we did our footer, and you have 4 branding items and elements, right, to select from by just selecting and clicking, and then use your theme defaults. And of course, to save your branding, most important part after all of that is click save, and it'll save up top. CMA cover sheet. You can create a CMA, and we walk through creating a CMA using the CMA wizard in Matrix 301. You can add your photo here and choose, right, the name that appears and your information. And all of this comes from the info page. You can add any item that did not come in, right? So let me go ahead and change. And then you would, of course, save CMA cover sheet. It's really important because that way it's already personalized, ready to go. And when you create it, it's done. Next, email signature. This is probably one of my favorite things. It's one of the things I think you should do. I'm going to remove my photo so I can walk you through the steps of adding it. This works just like Word. You type in your word, you type in your name, you can choose the fonts from the options that are here. You can choose the size, whether it's bold, etc. How many of you are following along? It's so I give you some time to do this. Alrighty, and you're doing it as I do it. If you're following along, if you're doing this at the same time, I am. Alrighty. In that case, I'm going to show you an item here. I'm going to select my email, and I want to show you how to hyperlink it. So I want you to watch this, and then I'll give you a couple seconds to be able to do it. I'm going to unlink it because mine was linked, and I have it here. I've selected my email address, and you see the hyperlink button here. It's like a little chain link. I click, and this link is not a URL. It's an email, and I'm going to opt and put my email in. I can add a subject line if I want, or a body, and then I can put OK. All right. Now, the next thing is, if you notice, I've added some sites here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove them, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And notice that the information I provide is everything about me. Okay. And then here, when you have signatures, is a great way to put like links to websites. So I'm going to open up my trainer site, miamirealtors.com/trainers. Here's my website. Okay. And what I'm doing is I'm going to copy the URL up top. I'm going to come back into Matrix, and then I can type the word website, or additional information, whatever I like. And then I'm going to select. Maybe I want to make it bold. Maybe I want to increase the size. Okay. And once I have it here, now, Katie, this is the same thing I did before. So I'm just repeating it, but this time I'm going to do a hyperlink. And then link. And here, last time I selected email. This time I'm leaving it in URL because I'm sending them to what? To a page. And I click OK. You like? Everything I'm showing you here, you can do it in your Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, etc. And you should. Do you like? No? Alrighty, I'm going to do it one more time. Let's say you have a Facebook business page, right? You can open up your Facebook business page, copy the URL, come into Matrix, and you've written Facebook, so you go ahead and select it, click on the link, and then the URL, and paste, and click go. Anybody like it? Yes, no, maybe? Once you're done with that, you can click on save. And now every time that you email, this is already a part of it. It just facilitates the process. It will be the email that will be added to your email signatures, to the bottom of information that you send from Matrix, etc. And it's just easy. Okay. Now, this is like anything. Everything I taught you here, you can do on Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, AOL, anything like that. And you should always do it. Okay. This is why the class is 101, setting you up for success. Next over is agent web page. Now, this is a web page that you can create through the system, right? And it's going to be a landing page, and the URL will be whatever you put into this area, .sef.mlsmatrix.com. It can only have letters and numbers, so we're one tab over. And to make it work, you need to enable it. You then have to put a web page title. Now, how many of you have done your social media or are in the works of doing your social media? What did you call yourself in social media, or what are you planning to call yourself? And I suggest that you put the same thing on title and homepage title. It's a suggestion. Why? This will mark the World Wide Web, and the more consistent you are, the easier it will be for them to find you. Does that help? Consistency. Katie, I did not say your name and realty name. If you notice, if I were a realtor, mine would say the following. If you already have a website, you don't have to create this one, but it's part of the branding that you can have. Always good to have an additional one. So I don't know that I would put my brokerage offices next to me, because in the life of a realtor, you may change brokerages and you want the consistency. So when you're creating your social media, if you take social media classes with us, we recommend that you put your name and realtor associate, not the name of the brokerage, because what happens if you change? I would consistently put the same thing for your homepage title. This is all about you and your business. And then I have some content I've added here. And if you note, I've even done a link again to Facebook using the same method, because here you have the link up top. Now, I wrote this. I'm not a realtor. I'm not your competition, none of that. So I wrote this for you to give you an idea. So it says dedicated South Florida realtor, and I'm an instructor, working in Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, and San Lucie counties. Now, why did I do that? Some of you may choose that you really just want to do Miami-Dade, or you really just want to do Broward. And honing in on an area and becoming an expert really helps you. But some of you may not know yet, so you may want to be broad and ample about what you're saying. I have lived in South Florida for over 4 decades and love my hometown. Allow me to help you fall in love with South Florida, live near our beaches, glorious agricultural areas, spacious suburbs, beautiful horse country, and amongst our magnificent sunset. Grant me the pleasure to help you search and find your future home or investment. Then I took a couple of words, Miami attracts all those who live and want to work and play. Looking forward to hearing from you, always ready to help you find your future home or investment. And then I put a little blurb in Spanish. Any of you speak another language? always, when you do your marketing, if you speak any other language, parlez-vous français? Entonces, if Francis, you would put a one-liner in French and Spanish, and I'm picking on you because you answered, you were the first one to answer what you spoke. Christopher, excellent. The reason you do this is remember that when someone reads a page, they will always see first something that's in their native tongue. Marketing. Haven't you ever seen signs out and it'll say, if you just speak English, guess what? You just write in English. Now, did you see what I tried to do here? I tried to explain why I liked it, explain my area of coverage, what I want to help them do, and what my vision is as a company. And it's a small blurb. So if I create other pages, I can just copy and paste this in. Or if you already have a page, copy and paste what you have in that page. Now, for those of you following along, I'm going to give you a couple seconds in case you want to at least put something in here. And then the link, it's the same thing. I'm going to come here and put a link to my Instagram and show you. Any of you on Instagram? And I'm going to open up my Instagram. And here's my page. I'm going to come to my profile. And here's the profile I have. And I'm going to copy that, copy the URL, come back into Matrix, highlight Instagram, click on that little link, right? And paste it in. Alrighty. Did any of you find that insightful? Now, before I continue, I always like to show extra. If you're writing the word realtor, it is a trademark name. So you would put realtor, and no one asked me, so I'm going to go ahead and do it because it's up here. So you would type it, leave the cursor next to it, and you see the omega symbol? It's almost in the middle. You see it? Select it, and then you would have the realtor symbol. Now, how many of you are thinking of creating a video and putting it on YouTube? Watch. So if you had a video, you could come and click here and embed your video. So do you want me to show you the whole step? I'm going to come into our YouTube channel. And so I don't pick on anybody else. Okay. Let me look here.
The best way to make money with Amazon in 2021.
Miami Trainers share Matrix X with one home. How to create an auto email. Your first Miami Trainers.
If any of these are mine.
Miami Trainer.
Well, that's Robert.
Miami Trainer. Miami Trainer. Miami Trainers share Matrix X with one home. Where to find
Miami Trainers share. How does it need us? Miami Trainers share.
Oh, I can't find myself anywhere.
Miami Trainers share.
Your Miami Trainers
There you
share
go.
in Matrix
So this
X
is
with
my
one
video,
home.
right? I click on share and I copy the URL. Come back into Matrix and I can actually select this little item here, which is for YouTube. You see that? Embed a YouTube video and put in my code and then add the video. Oh, it's the URL here. Hey, it's giving me a hard time. Hold on, let's do it again. So I'm going to paste it here. This is what it's going to look like, the embedding code, and then put OK. Good too. Number one, I'm enticing you to do a couple of things. Many of you said that this was your first matrix class. So you may just have had new member orientation or you're coming to one. Number two, I always want to give you the next goal. And for that, I want you to know that video many times is very helpful. And this has a YouTube link, so you can add a video here. If you don't have one yet, I'm giving you a goal for the next 6 months, 10 months, the next year. Don't care as long as you have the vision. Now, to add the realtor item, I just typed in realtor and I left my cursor next to it. You see, I came to the top to the omega symbol and I clicked on the registered R. And why I'm doing this is because the more of these things that you integrate and that you create and that you're a part of, the easier people will find you. Okay. And I always want you to be visionaries and see what's next. Now, this part here is the ability to add, right, and select different items. Let me see if I can move this up so I can show you. There you go. And the selection, so do you want an inventory slideshow? Do you want a portal greeting? Do you want a video to show, etc.? And then you have a map area. You can either not specify a map area. And remember, this is your page and where the customer is coming into. So originally the map opens up to Southeast Florida. If you didn't want that, you can either restrict it and have them only see certain things or specify an initial map. If you select restrict or specify, you would modify the map by clicking modify map. Okay. It opens up and you can select where you want them to be and what the opening would look like. Okay. Now, if you're just getting started, you might not want to specify if you want to work everywhere and go ahead and let them navigate. This is a page for them to search. Your choice. Now, there are other options like include a sign up form, and this would mean that when they came to your page, they would have to immediately sign up. I always like to ask you guys to consider yourself the consumer. Are there ladies here in the class today? Anybody have a weakness for shoes? Gentlemen have weakness for shoes too. Anybody have weaknesses for shoes? Can you imagine that you see the most amazing shoes on a website? And when you click, look at Charmaine. I love it. Thank you, Charmaine. You made my morning. Me too. You look at the website, you look at the shoes, and you click, and the first thing they ask you is for your first name, last name, email address, phone number, your thumbprint. Are you going to keep on looking, or you just lost all your interest? So always think of yourself as a consumer and how you would react if you're finally at a website to search, and the first thing, like they enticed you, they have this really pretty, and the first thing when you click, it tells you to give the info. Do you continue to look? Thank you. And I said, you love shoes. And what was it? It has shoes. So do you want a sign up form, or are you going to let them navigate? And when they say what they were looking at, they can give you the info. That's how I like you to think about these things. And then domains, you can actually redirect. So you can purchase a domain name. So let's say Kelsey Evans Realtor, Charmaine Thompson Realtor, right? .com or KelseyEvans.com, right? You would add that domain here you purchased, and then this page that you've created would be the page that shows. Because sometimes you want to buy the domain name, but you're not ready to create the website. There you go. And when you click save, it'll automatically let you view the site on top. And I want you to preview my site. Here is the header and footer. Remember, I selected office activity. This is what I wanted. The write-up. And that's why, I don't really like how this goes. I go back and do what? Go back into Matrix. And since I saw that, I'm going to go ahead and put some more space, right? And let me see if that made any kind of difference. Save, view the site. And it did. This is why you always preview. Why? So you can see what it looks like. And you see, it's all about the contact, all about the items. Do you like? So you have this page, and once you've created it, you can copy and paste it, and you can do what? Put that in your email signature. Share that onto social media. Put that on your link tree. Let's do it. Don't wait. Next, come back into Matrix. One Home. One Home is a way in a portal for you to navigate and contact, and it's when you send a search, the information pops up. This is the most important part. Branding, 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 you. When you come to One Home, you come in and you do what? Change the photo and add this photo. Now, some of you, when I said, do you have your photo, said, So that when you finally get your picture done, what are you going to do? Come right back into Matrix and add it to your where? Roster, and the add it on the top. So if you're taking notes, I want you to write that down. I want to put my roster image in, and I'm going to come back into my Matrix or my information, One Home, and add in my photo. Why? It's the first thing they'll see when you send the search, and everything is about you, and you're the most important being, right, for them. Yes or no? So I want you to make sure that when you do have your picture, you put it in. Okay? You got it? Branding, it's everything. Next, what's your name going to be? What you put in the first page. Your contact info. And here, I want you to see this. You can now put your Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and your license number. I showed you already how to do Facebook and Instagram, didn't I? Doesn't matter. I'm going to show you again. And I'm going to open up Twitter. Why? Because I want you to do this. So this is Twitter. And if I will copy this, I'm sending everyone to the news feed. No, this is about you. So you're going to come to the left, click on profile, and get your Twitter. How many of you don't have a Twitter? Okay, well, if you leave it blank, it's okay because it's not going to show. But if you do have it, what do you put in here? You copy up top. Now, how many of you are new? Less than 6 months in real estate? Don't put me, don't be mean. Just put new. Excellent, new. Thank you. Pretty new, got it. Okay, and what I want you to sense here in this area here is, today you may not have everything, but I have taught you to click and get there. So if anything changes, you get married, you get divorced, you change brokerage, you would come back into here to do what? Make sure your branding is appropriate. You can take Matrix 101 as many times as you like. No one here is going to say, oh, I saw you again. No. As a matter of fact, if I do see you again, I'm going to be the first to go, oh my gosh, you're here with me. Yay. And a recommendation. You take all these classes once. You take them again. You start to work. You do what you need to. And in a year, you should do what? Come right back, because all systems change and there may be a new button and I need to take advantage of the new button. Okay. Next, Facebook. Here's my Facebook business page. I'm going to come to the top, copy my URL, come back into Matrix and do what? Paste it in. The same thing with my Instagram. If I don't have it yet, what do? I'm going to make a note in the back of my notebook or on my notes on my phone, etc., and do what? When I do have it, come back in and do what? Add it in. This is not about doing it all today. This is about knowing where to come back to. Next, URL that you might want to add, right? Remember, I had opened up the trainer page. Here's a trainer page. Robert and Christy, my esteemed colleagues, all the classes that we have for you, video tech support, tips that we've created, frequently asked questions and things that you need to know, right? All the classes that we've taken to try to be the best trainers on the planet, but we're always trying more, right? A list of designations you can earn, everything about us, right? You can click and see us even more, get more details from us. Love it. Here's your info. This is my website. So I'm going to copy just for today to show you. I'm going to take you directly to mine and paste it in. And then, do you want to welcome? Yes. Why do you want to welcome? Because If someone's coming and seeing what I'm putting in, I want to put here. Welcome to your future home or investment. And then if I speak Spanish, I can put it in Spanish too. And always seeking to provide you the best information. Christopher, thank you. Next here, video link. What I want you also to take from today is that this needs to be fun because it's your what? Business. If you do this all today, in a year, I want you to come back and update that profile and update the video. And if you haven't added a video, go, oh, I was supposed to add one, Connie said to. Why? Because this is part of being a realtor. Every business has to have a review once a year, right? You have to set a budget. You have to consider the next year. This is one of the items. And if you need to come back and take the class again, guess what? That's what we have here for you. Class. And MLS is the key. So we're always going to have an MLS class. And I want you to be successful. So I want you to do more. Now here I have another YouTube video. I can put in the link. So on that other page, I could have put like, oh, what the steps to buying a home. And here I could put a video like the steps from becoming a homeowner to an investor. Some key elements that I can find out about and make it interesting. Now, of course, I'm an instructor, so guess what mine is? A Matrix 101 class. And then the most important part here is save. Now that you've done that, you have all of your information in. Excellent. You've set up. Now, before we start to search, there's something that we need to do. Anybody willing to stay another 10 minutes with me? We're going to come to the very top to hello. We're going to come to settings and we're going to do what? Portal notifications. This is a must. When I send a search, I need to be able to know what my customer is doing with what I send, correct? This is what they're doing with what they sent. This is it. You want to know if you want to get an email or a text, if they visit your portal, if they save a favorite, if they remove a favorite, if they discard, if they undiscard, if they add notes, if they visit the portal the first time. This is a key element. You sent them a search, they open it up, you find out, what do? Pick up the call or text and go, hey, if you need anything, let me know. You need some assistance navigating? Are you looking for something else? And then how many of you have your phone for just about everything? $201, see you for 201. All righty. You click here, you add your phone number and your cell phone provider, and then you send a verification code for yourself. So find your cell phone provider, send a verification code for yourself, and wait for it to come in. Now that you've done that, let me see if I got mine. Yes, this class is being recorded. And I promised you that at the very beginning, I would send you, right? Again, so give me a minute. 9-3. Anybody like the class? Anybody gonna sign up for 201? Alrighty, so let me go ahead and send you some details as in
Miami trainers share.
Let's get you the YouTube information, right? So give me 1 second. Please sign up for 201. I'd love to have you join me. Christina, I think we're going the whole series through. I believe that I will be giving 101 in Spanish at 11 today, but next Monday, I give 201 again at the same time. Alrighty, and if you're interested in that, let me finish off and I'll go ahead and send you some info now. Now, once you're done here, we save and then you're ready. What did we do today? We came into the system and we made it yours. Now to search, I'm going to do a quick search and send it and show you what it looks like. But in the second part, we go over the search, we go over the auto email, we go over customer management, and we teach you more. But you need to do the initial setup to be able to send out. Now, you can choose from the search type, and I'm going to quickly do an RE1, RE2. The searches are divided into 3 areas: information, location in the middle, details. You have the possibility of coming in and adding additional fields on the bottom. We're going to cover these extensively in 201. The other thing that you have is the criteria area. You have a map, which will let you view everything that you're doing in the map, and you can see your results. Now, I haven't done any yet, right? So I'm going to come back to criteria. I'm going to select just active with the status. You can select property types, then type of property. So actually, if I just wanted single, I don't even have to click here. I just click here. And I'm going to select Broward. I'm going to put 400,000 or less. And you're going to notice that the 100,000s, or the thousands are already selected. So I could do a choice here of putting from 100 to 200,000. So a range. I could put 400,000 or less, which is what I was going to show you. Exactly 400,000, meaning that that's exactly what I'm looking for. And there are 9. You'll see the results here. And we'll do the beds and baths and more in 201. But I want to show you quickly that when you click results, you get a result grid. In 201, we go over this result grid and how to make it yours and create your own. But the important pieces are MLS number, address, listing price, beds and baths. So I can also see square footage, year built, etc. So I'm going to click on one of the MLS numbers, and this is what we would call an agent full view, where you would see the property, the location. This one is in Broward, folio number. Now, do you see these little items that are in the front, the little like currency symbols? That means that the information was brought directly from the tax service. Okay. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and show you really quick that if you're interested in sending this property, you can select it. You can toggle back to the display grid here by clicking on agent single line, and I've got it selected. And the next and most important thing is that we can do what? Email it. If I click to email, I'm going to be inviting them to one home, and I created everything so they're going to be able to see me. And here I can either create a contact or email. We highly recommend you creating a contact. Why? So that the information is stored in Matrix. That information in Matrix from your customers is just yours. So I would come and put customer name and email address. So first name, last name, and email are what's required. And I would do what? Save. Now I've added my customer. This search will be saved under their name. I put in Broward 400K home. That subject line is not only for the customer, but who's it for? Me. Because if I see that, right, I could even put here. And who is that telling? That's telling me when the search comes through that that was for Annie. I'm going to know exactly what it's for, right? So I have the info here, and then I can put a message. My signature is done. Why? Because I did it. As an assistant, you get a different look, Marcella. We would have to talk. We have an admin class coming up in the next couple of months, and we have an admin Facebook page. You would have to probably send as you're probably working as your agent. And then you click send for the rest of you. Don't you love that your signature is done? Yes, it's easy. What did they get? I'm going to open up my email and see if I got it already so I can show you. Not yet, not yet. Oh, I didn't send it to myself here. Let me see. Let me come back in. I want to show you. All of your searches are under my matrix, under save searches. Here, you can look at your last run, right? And you can see the last one that you did. And then also you have here, sent emails, and you can see, here's the last one I did, and you can preview it. And you can even open it here. That's why I told you that in one home, what do? That first picture. You get, Marcella, you can take all of the courses. Yes, please. And we have admin day as well. I want you to go. Do you like this? Do you see why I told you to do the branding? This is the first thing that they would see. And with that concludes our first part. I sincerely hope to have you back next week, right? I'm going to be giving it again Monday at 9:30, part 2. I'm also going to be giving 101 live again, live and hybrid at Coral Gables tomorrow. So if you want to sign up again, and there is a Spanish one on Wednesday, live hybrid. I'm teaching Spanish at 11 if you want to repeat. I want to wish you the very best. Thank you so much for being a Miami member, for having spent the morning with me, and best of luck and many listings to you. Hope to see you again. Take care.